I say a lot in this video, so just bear with me. And something I'd like to work on is just probably who I am. And yeah, I'm dead. The day is over, having my last meal, but I'm gonna throw this in the beginning of the video. So when you watch this, it'll be at the beginning. Enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, bye. All right, good morning. It is a late start to the day. It's 7:02. Usually I'm at the gym, dying at this point. It's Wednesday. It is April 17th. I am 30 days out from the show. And I'm gonna do my best to try to do like basically just like a video diary up until the show. I'm gonna try to, I think it would be cool to do this, and if I can stay on, that'd be great. And then, I can always look back when I'm an old man. But yeah, so today is a check-in day. Went well, but coach definitely is digging in me a little bit more. Cardio is pretty rough, so I'm gonna go do fasted cardio. And now it's only an additional 10 minutes, but it's a total of 60 minutes on the stairs, and then I'll have to do 60 minutes either on the treadmill or the bike this evening, and then weight train in between. So a little tough. Not looking forward to it. Don't know how to feel about it. Yeah, lots of just thoughts are all over the place. But, you got to do the sucky things to be at those next levels, basically. The last thing I want to hear anyone say to me is, you just got to get harder. I don't want to hear that anymore. So that was my problem at the other shows. And I'm definitely bigger, a lot more size on me than last year, which is great because they upped the weight class in classic physique. For me, sinuses are a little stuffy this morning, so if I make noises and I sound gross, I apologize. Anyways, last year's weight cap for me was 165, and this year it's 172. And I was thinking, man, like, hopefully I'm not like at the bottom of the weight class, well, hopefully I'm not way under, basically. I'd like to be chilling right on the top. And I am currently this morning 174 and a half, and I need to be 172. I don't think I'm holding on to a lot of extra weight, so I think I can be pretty conditioned, hopefully super shredded, dry everything around the top of that, which would be great, because that would be a dramatic looking change versus, especially the last year. So this will be my second time competing at Junior USA's. Last year when I did it, that was my first time ever competing at a national show. It was my second time ever competing. And leading into the first show, I never did a growing phase. I was basically, what happened was a big but short version of the way things have gone in the gym was worked out pretty much my entire life. I'm 32 years old. So last year, when I first started competing, I was 31. And leading up to that, I was always trying to get bigger, basically. Trying to get bigger, trying to get stronger, trying to chase my dad's lifts down, basically. I wanted to be as strong as my dad was, around the weight that he was. He's a little taller than me, but I was weighing around what he did. Basically, hit his lifts a couple of years ago, and then I was kind of just like floating around and really didn't know what my purpose was anymore. You know what I mean? I was like, man, what am I doing? Like, am I just trying to maintain, like, say, benching over 400 pounds? My dad wanted to be a 500-pound bench presser. It wasn't that important to me to do that. I just wanted to do what he could do. That's all that it was. And And yeah, so those things happen. I'm like, what am I doing? Well, I kind of went into like vacation mode, like a whole year ish, not a whole year, but like about 6 months. I went into like vacation mode because I was like, I had this car and I wanted to build it, put it all together. And then, so basically, after that amount of time, I really spent like, I would say, probably 4 months getting myself back to kind of where I was before that. I didn't stop going to the gym. I just basically wasn't pushing myself the way that I was before. So my goal was like, okay, I just want to try to fill back up, get back to benching like 4 plates and all that, and squatting in the fours, pulling five, whatever it is, and be back around like in the 180s, like the upper 180s. So I compete. My check-ins and all that on everything is 5'5". Because I was, and then I'm like 5'4.5" now. I think my spine is compressed a little bit, and I do have a little bit of a curve in my spine. So I think I've lost a little bit of height from just years of doing things. But anyways, so yeah, basically had like, I built myself back up enough to where I was okay, like the shape is looking pretty good. I'm gonna compete, and I'm a personal trainer, so I was like, I think it would be good for me to have that experience and see what it is. I never really wanted to be a bodybuilder, like on stage. I never wanted to be a competitive bodybuilder. I wanted to have the look, but I just, it didn't really interest me to get on stage. Well, anyways, I started doing it. Did the first show. I was like, man, I saw the pictures of me on stage, and I was like, wow, like I look way different than I thought I was gonna look, because you see yourself in the crappy lighting in the bathrooms, even the day of the show, and if the lighting isn't great, you don't really look all that great. And with bodybuilding, it's all about making yourself look as good as you can in that moment. It's kind of like Instagram in a way, but live. And the best lighting, the best you can do. You can't filter yourself but so much, other than tan lighting and all that. But I saw the pictures, and I was like, wow. I was like, okay, maybe like I'm kind of good at this, maybe. You know what I mean? Like I could see the symmetry and just all the things there. And I knew I could build myself up obviously more. And so then did the second show, was better conditioning. I think I looked a little bit more soft just because I think my sodium was a little low at that show. Didn't use any diuretic. Definitely think I should have. I think that would have really helped a little bit. I can't say I would have won, but I think it would have helped. And then I did, so I did the first show. I started prep January 1st of, say, last year, the first prep. Competed like towards the end of April, and then competed another 4 weeks out at Junior USA's, and then basically that didn't go the way I wanted, and it was like, okay, like might as well go to the biggest show at the end of the summer. And I was like, I look back on it, I'm like, why did I not just do a show that was like 4 weeks out after Junior USA? I could have went to like Junior Nationals, maybe like Tennessee, and I could have got myself in better conditioning, or maybe it would have went a lot different. But I ran myself down all summer. Yeah. So anyways, now though, I had my off season. I didn't really push myself too hard. I was very careful with like my gear and my food, as far as like, I definitely put on body fat. I got up to like 18-20% body fat probably. But that's where I chilled at before doing preps. That's where my body honestly likes to be. But this off season, I'd like to keep it more tight. I really don't want to get over 16% body fat. If I could keep it around 14, that would be cool. We'll just have to see. So yeah, I know I'm kind of getting off track maybe a little bit. And this is already like 9 minutes long, but it's okay. Sam Solik's stuff is pretty long, so I think I'll survive. Well, yeah, so I think I'm gonna be able to come in though, bigger, much harder, just overall better stage presence, more confidence, feel good. I am a person that has a lot of anxiety when it comes to doing things I'm not familiar with, and the uncertainties of things, um, and just lots of things, which has gotten better over this prep for specific reasons that I could easily point out later on in another video. But with that being said, when I get on stage, that's really, Millie, chill. Dogs. I'm not really feeling the dogs at this moment in prep, if I'm being real. They make me a little bit more irritable. So, anyways, what was I saying about anxiety? Yeah, so when I get on stage, it's funny. That's the only time in a way, feel comfortable. Like nothing, like all the BS is gone. Like I kind of feel like that's where I'm supposed to be. You know, something about like when you're. I remember there was this real big dude next to me at my first show, and his conditioning wasn't like that great, and that's why I beat him. And my conditioning was better than his. He was a monster, but he just was kind of, he was kind of soft. And I mean, much bigger guy. I'm talking about like a super heavyweight type dude. I was like, man, there's no way I'm going to compete, get him. But it all comes down to a lot of different factors. And so it worked out. But I remember I was next to him, I was just like, hitting a rear double. And I was like, I don't know, I just felt really good and in it. And at the last show, I felt really good on stage, even though I knew my body was like kind of shot and run down and holding on to water in my legs. But when I was on stage, I was like the only one smiling and looking like I wanted to be there. And I know that's not going to make you win, but I wanted the judges to at least maybe remember that. You know what I mean? That like, because I know Sandy remembered me from the previous show, and she actually stayed next to me, which is pretty cool. She was one door over from me, and so I got to chat with her for a little bit, and I actually reached out to her like about a month ago, and I told her how hard I was working to really bring a different package, and I was excited for her to see, and I just wanted someone important like that to know what this meant to me, So this year, like I said, bigger, harder, conditioning, way better, look happy, try to have fun with it, go out and just feel it and just pick a good song and I don't know, just feel good. And be careful with the food. I'm hoping that I have someone that goes with me to Charleston. If she does go, a friend of mine, that would be cool. And then if I go out to eat, I think I'm going to be like, look, I think you should share this food with me so I don't overeat. I'd really like to keep it, way more healthy. Have like couple little things here and there and just not put my body through too much abuse. So, because I mean, at the second show, I was fine. My body was like healthy. Things were working normal, basically. So when I ate a bunch of food, I mean, I looked pregnant, but I had no water retention below, like no edema anywhere. And the next day, I was just like, it looked even harder and bigger, and it was everything you could want from having gnarly food. The last show, not this same situation. I looked crazy like after the first meal, and then everything kind of went to shit. I was holding so much edema and fluid like all over and in my legs. It was insane. It was pretty scary. I got home that night and I was like, oh my God, this is not good. Took a bunch of diuretic and kept taking it a little bit to try to keep the water off so I didn't have like congestive heart failure. It's pretty wild. But I'm gonna wrap this up, and then we're about like 14 minutes now. So I'm gonna try to average us maybe about a total of 30 minutes, as the whole video. And then I'm just gonna try to like take in a couple things throughout the day, maybe how I'm feeling, maybe talk about some cravings, let you in on a few workout, movements. I got to train legs today, so I was really hoping for a bump in food today because I was actually going to move my my tomorrow's workout to today and put my quad focus day tomorrow, because if I was going to eat all that food today as a high day, I was going to utilize all that nutrients for tomorrow's leg workout. This is not the case though. So I got to work out. I got to train some clients. Yeah, let's get to it. All right, cardio is done. This is the first time in my life I've ever done an hour on the stairs. It was brutal. I had so much sweat. I was able to push the intensity up a little bit more. I basically did it in like 2 30-minute sessions, but I didn't take like a big break. It was like I did it, and then I guess I did 10 minutes. I stepped off to change, to put my shorts and t-shirt on, because I had like sweatpants and a long sleeve shirt. So I stopped, changed, got right back on, did the 20, and then basically just stepped off to go to the bathroom, got back on. So the bathroom break was like with only, a minute, got back on. And I mean, I feel like I was sweating out my nose, my ears, my eyes. I mean, I was sweating into my eyes, but I feel like I was sweating out my eyes. Very intense. And then my left quad, what is it? I forgot what that muscle is on the side. Damn, I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyways, muscle that runs on the outside of your quad. Took a step, started to cramp. I was like, oh no. So I'm gonna get home and have my breakfast, and I can let y'all in on that. So yeah, I'm gonna get home and I'll see y'all there. By the way, I look nice and dry, but my t-shirt became like 3 sizes too big. Insane. All right, we are home, and I gotta heat some beef up. It's all good though. And then I have all my vitamins, and I threw in some extra stuff in there. It's taurine. I was taking all my taurine before, potassium, calcium, all that stuff, different things to try to help with basically staying hydrated, electrolytes, due to certain supplements I use. Other than this, you can kind of deplete yourself of these things, which can lead to cramps. And so so today, like I said, I was getting off the stairs and my legs were beat and I could feel it wanting to cramp. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna add some of this in and hopefully it saves my legs, because I gotta train legs today. So yeah, I'm gonna get this knocked out and take all my supplements, and then I'll catch y'all once I start shoveling some food down for a little bit. And yeah. All right. I don't know why I always say that when I start a video. I have 100 grams of 96.4 ground beef. I have 2 whole eggs, and I have a quarter teaspoon of pink salt, and then like a little bit of dill weed and some minced onion. Should be fire. Feeling jacked. Legs not too shabby. That's good. I like to see that. Getting there, getting somewhere. Yeah, so cardio was brutal. And I hope you like my dog, Millie, over there. She's out back with Maverick. Yeah, so anyways, I'll have this food. I have an hour, so probably chill for like 25 minutes and then go see my client, and then have post-workout meal. Really looking forward to that. And then I gotta do legs, I guess. I mean, technically I could see my client and then come home, but I try to work out around 1:30, somewhere in there. So I mean, if I was trying to keep that on track, then technically I would need to have my post-workout meal as my second meal, go train legs, and then, yeah. So I don't know. Might just do that, I guess. Because I have another client I got to see later on, and then more cardio. So I try to keep it, pretty structured. But yeah, how am I feeling? At the moment, I feel okay. I don't know. Yesterday really sucked for some reason. Today I'm feeling better. I'm also having like all these ideas of doing things I've never thought I would ever try doing. I was doing the stairs and I was watching that movie, Point Break, old school movie with Keanu Reeves. And basically there's a scene at the end where they're skydiving. And it made me feel like emotional, almost like I wanted to cry, because it seemed so just freeing and beautiful. And I was like, man, I hate roller coasters. I mean, I'll do some of the smaller ones, but not a fan of roller coasters, not a fan of not being in control of things. Like when it comes to moving things, like a vehicle, roller coasters, anything like that. But I have this, like, due to certain supplements being used in prep, it's kind of taken fear out of things for me. So anxiety is not a thing anymore. Fear that could come from situations is not really there. And I don't know, it makes me want to do more things. It makes me want to take advantage of life and live a little bit. Like, I think after this this show, fingers crossed, I win, at least get second, get a pro card, chill out. That's the goal. But I want to win. I don't want to get second. I want to get first place. You know what I mean? And then come home, and then I think I want to take a trip down to like South Beach. At least like a maybe leave early on a Friday, get back late on a Sunday or something like that. I don't know. And I kind of want to do some trips like that, and enjoy myself. But skydiving, I don't know. I kind of want to go to like iFly and practice, and then maybe actually go skydiving. I can't believe I'm even saying that, but it's a genuine, real thought, feeling I'd like to experience. I think it'd be just wonderful. Just imagine going to some part of the United States where it's just beautiful and you're just seeing everything and you're free from everything. It just seems so amazing. But yeah. All right. So I'm gonna eat this, chill out, watch some TV, and catch back up with y'all. Probably around like post-workout meal, something like that. Show you what I got going on, and then maybe do a little bit of the leg day stuff. We have meal number 2. My first client was not able to show up at his normal time, and so we're just gonna see him tomorrow, which works out pretty well. And then my second client, he, instead of coming in later, he can come in earlier, so it gives me time to have this and then train him and then have post-workout meal, which will be meal number 3, and then go train some legs and see what I can do. Just had some more vitamins, had some taurine and potassium and a little bit more magnesium. And then we have 100 grams of zucchini and 170 grams of chicken breast. So I did put some mustard on it. I don't really overload it. I just put some on there and then try to mix it up real well. But other than that, another quarter teaspoon of pink salt. And yeah, I guess I did some minced. No, I didn't do any minced onion on this. So get this down, and then let's see. Yeah, we're ready to see him at 1. First things first, everyone. We have gummy burgers. I keep in this idea to remove the mufflers off my car. It sounds so much better. I have ideally a 2015 LS 460 F Sport, and so it has the V8 in it. And these cars with just a muffler delete, the final muffler before it exits the car, they sound really good. Like it doesn't sound like your typical, say like, if you had a Camaro and you cut the muffler off and you leave like the cats and the resonators on there, and it's just, I don't know, like that. Mustangs might sound better, but these cars, they have, multiple resonators and cats, and when you remove that final muffler, it sounds very clean and just like not raspy. So I might do it. That's kind of the reason why I started building this truck I have. So I picked up a 77 F100, converting it full drive, doing all the Super Duty axles underneath. But I don't know, they sound so good and it's not really loud, so I might just have to do it anyways. But I was trying to have the other project, so that would occupy me and leave that completely stock, but I don't know. Yeah, so I'll probably have some coffee before I see my client, and then that'll get me in a better zone. A little bit of a zombie at the moment. Yeah, today I'm feeling better as far as cravings go, but I've been really craving like the idea of ribs. I never eat ribs. I never ate them growing up. I never really ate sweet barbecue. I was never a fan of sweet, like sweet main meals. I always enjoyed like Carolina style barbecue, like super vinegary. Like I loved school Carolina barbecue. Put some Texas Pete in there and just was so strong with that like vinegar and all that. Man, I loved it. But when I get into these preps, I start craving more of a sweet, I have more of a sweet tooth, I guess. And like before preps, I never really needed like a lot of like sugary things. I liked Doritos and shit like that, little snacks. But when I get these preps, man, I want something that's sweet, and that's why I love my pre-workout meal. Anything with the protein that I mix in, like protein is good if you drink it straight up and add pink salt to it. At least, I'm telling you, at least like a quarter tablespoon. I mean, it really brings out the flavor profile of whatever the flavor is supposed to be, and it tastes way better. I'm telling you, go do it. But yeah, as far as cravings go, I really crave some like ribs. Or I loved going to Five Guys and super loading up the burger and then throwing in like barbecue sauce. But yeah, I don't know. And last prep I wanted ribs afterwards. I never got any, so I'm definitely gonna have to do that post show. And I saw this I don't really eat that many subs, but I saw a commercial for Firehouse subs. I never eat Firehouse. I usually just go to Subway or Zero's. Zero's has a good like Italian sub, really fire. Can tear your stomach up though. But Firehouse, they have one. It's like a cross between like a Caribbean and Southern subs. So it's got like coleslaw on it with like spicy pickles, but like I think like a barbecue with other spices, and it looked really good. Yeah, it was like a pulled pork barbecue type sub. That looked fire. But I don't want this to get too long, so I'm gonna eat this, chill out, and then I'll see y'all again. Yeah, and I'm gonna watch. So when I get in these preps, I always watch the Electrics, which is Eric and his lady, or Eric the Electric, or Christy and Kitchen, or Kitchen with Christy. I don't know. She's not really in the kitchen. Basically, like if she does it on her own, it's more like she's going around trying these like little challenges, letting like the fast food places order for her, things like that. Eric the Electric, if he does it by himself, he's more putting down massive amounts of food. Like works up to like 70,000 calories in a 24 or 36 hour period. It's nuts. And then, or he'll try all of these different things. And so, I don't know, I just enjoy watching this. Or they'll do it together and they kind of just like go out, it's not really like about eating as much as they can, but just, showing off trendy spots and stuff like that. So I'm going to get back to watching this and enjoy my meal. And then I'll talk more about cravings. Before I forget, since I saw him pop up on TV, I could so go for orange soda. Like, I think it's like Sunkiss or what was the other brand? There was Sunkiss, and was it just? It wasn't orange soda, was it? I mean, it's more of a name brand.
Goodness gracious, my jaw, babe.
Sunkiss.
That's all done now. I think
maybe it was just. Maybe it did say orange soda. I don't know. I know there's like the non-name brand, and that would make sense. But there was two name brand, and I know Sunkiss was one of them. I cannot remember the other one. But man, I could go for one of those, or an original OG Surge. That would be great. All right, deuces. Well, told you I'd be back. I'm almost done with my food, which really is sad. It's so good. So I'm using a different flavor of protein. This is my first time using it. I was using raw, and I really like their product a lot. It digests well. I don't have any issues. It tastes great. And one thing spider. I sucks when the camera's over here, but it's like I'm looking this way, and I'm like, should I offset something a little bit to help with that? Maybe that works. I don't know. Whatever. So, anyways, damn, what was I saying? Oh, I was using raw, and the two flavors of vanilla oatmeal cookie and cinnamon crunch are so fire. Especially if you mix the two together, like do 1 scoop of each, if you can have 2 scoops of the protein, or if you can only have one, mix half and half. But lately I've been using Axe and Sledge, and their macros are a little better with the calorie to protein ratio, depending on the flavor you get. But I think their stuff is still like 100 grams. It's like 100 calories, and now they're 25 grams of protein. Yeah, and I think the other stuff is also 25. I don't think it's 28. But anyway, so I've been using Accent Sledge, and the flavors they came out with recently are super fire. The Never Ending Chocolate, huge banger. I'm not a fan of chocolate protein at all, but that stuff is really good. And again, if you add pink salt to any of it, it's going to bring out the flavor so much more. And then I was using that, and I picked up the other new flavor, which is like marshmallow milk, I think. And basically, it kind of tastes like it tastes kind of like a buttery marshmallow, taste. It's like, reminds me as if you were mixing up Rice Krispie treats, and you're heating up like the butter and the marshmallow and mixing it all together. Like the smell and the taste is very similar, and that's amazing, especially if you're mixing any of it with like maybe a cereal or like cream of rice, and then you throw like some banana in there. Super bomb. And then the other flavor that's not their newest, it's like peanut butter honey. Oh damn, really good. I mean, that one tastes like straight up peanut butter and honey, but it's a little higher in calories. You can still get that one. Yeah, they still have that. The Never Ending Chocolate, you can probably get it from like a special site, and the marshmallow milk, they still have that. But I ran out, and I went out and picked up one of their older flavors, which is the birthday cake Dippin' Dots, and it's amazing. I made it the night before and just threw it in the fridge, and this is like the perfect like sweet treat. So this is my pre-workout meal. And with this, I do 3/4 teaspoon, and a little bit of extra salt can get my system before the workout. And then I have some ECAAs. So I have
2 scoops of that, and I have like a 1/4 teaspoon of pink salt in that as well, and I'll have that through the workout. But yeah, this was amazing, and I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna finish this and get myself ready to go over to the other gym for legs, and I'll catch y'all over there. All right, we are in the gym doing some hip thrusts and then some, I guess, reverse hyperextensions, and then move on to reverse leg raises. Yeah, that's what they're called. And then I'll do some extensions for quads, move on like a pendulum squat, and then a different leg press, do some single leg pressing, and maybe something else, and move on to calves. So it's like a quad and glute day. And yeah, I would film in here, but my phone is on 5%, and so I'm not gonna even listen to music. Good thing they got music in here. But I'll just go ahead and say I'm feeling pretty drained. The pre-workout meal, it's helping, but I'm pretty dead, to be honest. So I'm gonna do what I can do, and I'll report back after this. All right. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I am done. Hey, what's up? Buddy showed up. Done with cardio. Did 60 minutes. Pretty much spent most of it on the bike. Did a little bit I did like 20 minutes on the treadmill, the rest on the bike. Feel like absolute trash. I feel dead. I can feel like my blood sugar is hitting like that low feeling. It's also around bedtime, so I'm definitely tired. And I am, let's see. Oh yeah, for my leg day earlier. The leg session, did that the best I could. It's the first time I've done legs or quads after training cardio in the morning. So I did, I did an hour on the stairs. Legs felt beat the hell up. It was pretty rough. So yeah, I'm just, almost 4 weeks out, and I guess this is how it's supposed to feel. And yep, definitely suffering. And I absolutely hate fucking cardio. Doing an hour twice a day is fucking horrible. I don't know, I'm gonna go on the other end. Alright. So, looking pale in the face, dead. I could feel it like the last, kind of the last 20, I started to get that feeling where it's like, this doesn't feel great. So then it just got worse every 5 minutes, basically. I need to get a normal camera. Because, I don't know, something about the way the front camera is, it just seems like everything is just like off. Anyways, struggling to hold my phone up at the moment. And yeah, but I was saying earlier, I did my legs. Phone was pretty much dead the whole time, so didn't get to get any content of that, but it wasn't that exciting because I was pretty beat from the cardio earlier today. But I went and did all my shit, and then I had my post-workout meal, which was, I don't think I got any video of any of that earlier. So post-workout meal was 130 grams of beef, that super lean. I was at 96.4, and then I had like 100 grams of rice, so that was nice. Got to have, you know, some rice and the cream of rice for the pre-workout. And then I had my 5th meal, which was 170 grams of chicken breast and 100 grams of zucchini. And when I get home, I'm gonna have the same thing again. So, you know, I want to document every day. I don't know how in-depth every video will be. Maybe some days I'll have more training. If I got a high day, that'll be, you know, something new. But, you know, 4 weeks out, like, it's not going to be that exciting. So it's just more kind of documenting each day. Maybe I could do some physique updates, you know what I mean, here and there. Like on my check-in day, I could do them with y'all. So yeah, I think this is good for the night, for the day. I gotta splice all this together, and yeah. So I gotta wake up early tomorrow and do an hour on the stairs again. And tomorrow will be tomorrow will be shoulders and triceps. So Thursday and then Friday do a check-in, and Friday will put me 4 weeks out officially. So yeah, not exactly 4 weeks out yet, but we're getting there. All right, I'm gonna go. Good night.